I think this is the longest opening thing I've ever had. God, it's gone up to 7 minutes, but I had to quickly finish up a few things before I could come over. But I'm here now. Hello, hi, how's it going? Whatever that is. What is that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We play in Danganronpa. That's all that matters. I think my audio is very high because I've been gradually rising it, so I'm gonna quickly lower my thing here. Except the voice volume. Now, last we left off, yeah, Clash Trial 2 prep. It's where we were. Give me a second. I'm struggling. I have blanket on the floor and I don't know why. I have reason for being like 15 minutes late and then being late even more. A very uncomfy day for me. And then I went to mobile and I decided to do the stupidest thing ever. I lied to my sister saying that I missed the buster call when my bag was already in her car. Yeah, that was the dumbest lie I've ever made. And I didn't think it through. I was like, I went to mobile. I went to mobile with my friend. And like, I was like, oh no, my sister's gonna get mad at me for being late to the car. And I was like, oh, I know, I'll lie. And I lied horribly because there were so many contradictions. It was like, I got stuff from mobile, so how would I explain that? And I'm like, I don't know. But, you know, here we are. Do we have any new thingies? We got this, whatever that is. But we got it. I haven't lied in years, and I'm very bad at it again. And I've forgotten how to play. Oh no, how do how do I get out? No, it's not. There we go, it's C. It's C, I forgot. You know, here, what's happened? I don't... Stuff has happened. It's been a while since I've played, like, at least a few days. And Chihiro's dead, right. Okay, that's all I need. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Anyway, whatever. We start in trial. Trial start. Alright, here we go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
I'm glad I don't have to do much talking today.
If you
Hopefully.
can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
You better start outwitting people.
Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Why the murder weapon? First we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good reason. Yeah, this is loud. I probably should lower it a bit more. I'm gonna do that. Genocide Jack case file library oh.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Wait, what?
The Monokuma file. The killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind
There's
of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oh, it's Q, right?
It was an iron pipe.
No, that's... Hang on, I'm sorting through my things.
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Wait, which button is it to... I've forgotten how to do everything in the short span of time that I have not played the game. No, the weapon wasn't... that was used to kill Chihiro must have been in the locker room.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Wait, no, that's not what I want.
Appears it was a head wound.
No, it's not space.
According to the Monokuma file,
Tab, no.
used a blunt instrument.
It's one of these buttons, I'm sure.
A blunt instrument could it have been? I bet
Control.
it's an iron pipe.
It's control. And I got it. Yay!
What's wrong?
Oh god, the amount of space between...
We agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Right. The amount of time that I haven't played this has ruined my memory of how to play.
Covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Yes! That's so creepy!
Do you want to live or not? You gotta look at the body.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
I guess. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. This is very loud. Hang on. I keep turning up my volume when I get the chance for some random reason. And now it's very loud. Oh wait, that's voice volume. Is that good? That's better. A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Sure. God knows I need more guidance. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there is a way to keep the white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual merc with your silencer instead of white noise, the time limit will decrease. So take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget all about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. I've set it to the opposite. I'm on hard. Or mean, whatever it was. Genocide Jack's case file, library desk lamp, locker room Dumbo.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on.
No,
There's just no proof for it.
No, there's the case file.
Speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is.
Great answer. The evidence that shows Genocide Jack is related to the case. It has to be.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
What was that?
But that's impossible.
Wait, no, hang on. I'm hitting buttons that I don't mean to hit. What makes that impossible?
Come on. There's
Crap.
just no proof for it.
Hey, so
I'm hitting the wrong buttons.
I don't know who that is.
I'm struggling today for some random reason, and I've already forgotten the button to do the thingy. It's control.
But that's
Why?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Got it.
No, that's wrong.
That took way too long for my liking, but you know, here we are.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archives of the
Well,
library.
no. Byakuya was the one that found it, and then he showed it to
I
you.
guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
The fact that it says top secret might definitely make you think it's confidential.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
Fun.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
I hate you and your perverted mind.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic in every genocide Jack case that which the world at large doesn't know about. How the victim was positioned, I think.
Apparently, in every genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer.
I don't like looking at Chihiro's body. It makes me sad.
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Wow, way to throw her under the bus, man.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
Why do you what?
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
I don't think that's a riddle, but okay. It doesn't seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does that mean? I know what it means, because I'm smart, and I know what it is. He's talking about, crap, what's the, I know what it is, but what's the name of it? Schizophrenia. No, not schizophrenia. Is it schizophrenia? No, it's not. I still think it's S, though. Nope. Wasn't S. It's, what's it called? Is, like, multiple personalities, like, so, like, dissociative identity disorder. But that's not it. Is it schizophrenia? No. How do you spell it? Hang on. I'm running out of time, so I'm pausing it. But it's like split personality, but it's using a complicated word that I don't know. It was an S. I tried it and it didn't work. Crap, what is it called again?
Are you on the Hangman's Gambit for the second trial?
Yeah, I am.
So,
It is schizo. I was right.
it's actually kind of a slur.
I did S and it didn't work. I did it again and it didn't work. Are you sure it's schizo? Hang on, I'm gonna do S one more time. It is S, okay, yeah, it is schizo. I have... shit. It's like... well, the good name, the good name for, or not the good name, but like the medical name for it would be, dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah.
Where you have multiple personalities.
Yeah.
But, and I guess, I kept saying schizophrenia, but like schizophrenia is different from...
It is.
From identity disorder, because schizophrenia is like paranoia. In a way.
But schizo is the slur for those with a mental disorder, so don't ever use it.
Yeah. Well, the game is using it.
Well, it's because this was made before mental awareness became a real thing in media.
True, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's schizo.
Now I understand.
That took way too long.
because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Why couldn't you just made it split personality? That would make my life a lot easier. Instead of racking my brain around schizo. What? I don't care. It's easier. My sister said it was too obvious, and I'm like, no.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
Wait, what? When?
Thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah, dissociative. I was wrong about that word, but identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
One thing that shows Toko could have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed.
I got it!
She arrived late.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Yes, that would be
That's right.
correct.
Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, yeah. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top and an ending, and a top and an ending and a bottom. The sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Seems fair enough. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
I mean, at least she had good intentions, I guess.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Seems fair enough.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
When I look at him, I keep forgetting that he's actually a teenager. He's only like 16 or something.
Besides, you broke your promise first.
He acts like an adult.
You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but
But
I kind of feel bad for her now.
What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Yes, what the heck?
That's a great response.
Figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
These are all great responses.
That's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality.
Yeah.
One of them happens to be a serial killer. You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So what if your personality is killing people? Who cares? It's only murder.
So intense.
Like
I
they
wouldn't...
say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
Has that ever been said? I've never heard that saying
This
before.
one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
That is... she's saying facts. And I can't argue with that. This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation.
Wait, mastermind?
On that.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Oh right, we did say that.
How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
I completely forgot in the caf at some point we were talking about how Genocide Jack could have been the... Okay, yeah, no, I remember now.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Good choice.
I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Fun.
Kidding again?
Yeah, I'd be speechless too.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
True.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get more details about all this. Make your argument. Library desk lamp, status of dead body, disappearing stain.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You have to do better than that.
But do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Wait, no, that's not
What
true.
more proof do we need?
I think it's status of the dead body.
Give it up. You killed her.
I know which one I'm supposed to do. Genocide is Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up.
Sorry, but you say that. But perhaps if you had an
When you compare your past murders to the modus operandi matches completely.
No.
More proof.
Are you kidding me? I just missed it.
You killed her.
Sorry, but
You say that. But
perhaps if you had an
when you compare your
The modus operandi matches completely.
There. Got it.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Oh.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
I know.
you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Aggressive much, ain't you?
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
I
What
guess.
happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
What?
This is no creation of mine.
I don't get it.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't
There are
understand.
two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
The one clear difference between the two murders is the victim's fatal injury.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently—
How many scissors does she buy every time? Oh, pair of scissors. My bad. I didn't mean to skip that.
died from a blow to the head, right? Ah, yes.
Does she have to just keep buying more scissors every time?
Other murders. Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
That makes no sense, but okay.
Please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how the body was suspended.
I got it!
What was used to suspend her?
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
I thought we confirmed that it wasn't
What
a
is your
rope.
point?
Well, in all the previous—
Because you saw the
Jack
plug.
cases, something else was used to suspend them.
I think you just said it was scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Wouldn't you, every time if you're leaving a bunch of scissors on a dead body, and there's this thing of like tracing fingerprints, wouldn't that mean are you wearing gloves while killing them? Because if you just leave your scissors all around inside the dead corpse, the police will find you very quickly.
And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Who's Big Mac?
Matt, are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
I guess I am.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
a pattern.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. I think I figured it out. Why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Chihiro was a girl. Chihiro was her lover!
I got it!
Oh, Molly.
Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuro Honda 17, Shonji Gaku 23, Kano Isai 14, Takeshi Yoshida 30, Komatsuna Taru, Takafumi Gona, Ochida Nahai, my bad, Takashi Masumi, Yuto Yumije. There was no end to it. I'm butchering those names, I can guarantee it.
Guys?
I saw the anime, so I knew who kills who. I played this game already. I haven't played past this game, though. I mean, I got, like, past the first trial in the second game, and I got a tiny bit of progress in the Despair Girls, but other than that. The anime is absolutely crap, though, honestly. So, I hate the anime.
People I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
I said it! I'm so embarrassed.
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it. I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
What?
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly cur!
Good response.
Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay,
She really likes these scissors.
There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
She's got scissors!
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you!
Good insult?
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Well, technically she's innocent in the sense of this case. But in every other case where she did kill someone, she's not innocent. So, yes, she is innocent. But only for this case. Everything outside of the school, that's another story.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. I know who it was, because he already knew about it. Where are you, you little shit? There you are.
Here's my answer.
Got it.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all.
Why is that a face?
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But we didn't know it was Chihiro.
What's strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya had just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? How many elements are there going to be? Next we're going to add something called the truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. I love having fun. I love convicting my fellow students of murder. Monokuma File 2. That means nothing to me.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Wait, no.
But he was acting weird...
How?
How?
If you're presented with the opportunity...
Wait, how did they...
The girl...
How was I able to, Target weak spot, hold down the left mouse button. Right. I was holding down the right mouse button. You have to take it.
Natural reaction for any guy.
I don't think Byakuya is like this.
Was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
But we didn't know that.
About that.
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Why are you like this? Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there was a clear contradiction there. I need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of...
There we go, got it.
Found the body. But he was acting weird... How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, that's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who...
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Boom. Get busted, bitch.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
How? How is it weak?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's still acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? I have no idea, but apparently there's something. Make your argument. Library desk lamps, lost account, disappearing stain.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Please explain it.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
Yeah, that's true.
Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something
Crap, I skipped that.
fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
That's a lie.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Yeah.
What? An extension cord?
Yes. An extension cord. That is exactly what I just said. Please pay attention.
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
That would make
intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he wasn't even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Wait. What?
We kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Nah, man, we haven't even gone over half the evidence.
Still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remark just now. There's something that concerns me. The scene of the crime?
I got it!
I don't know.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
Rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who was so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Well, I have a bit of proof. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I just need to focus on those things that got switched. Well, there was the boys' room carpet, the 2 locker room posters, the disappearing stain. I guess we'll go with the locker room posters.
I got it!
Yeah.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Woo! I'm so good at this.
Is some posters?
Yes! Believe it or not, that is my proof, and I'm sticking to it.
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yes.
Protein coffee? While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
Yeah.
I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Wow, magic. No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it!
I'm so good.
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
Mm-mm.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Fair point.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, really?
I highly doubt that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? What do you got for us, Hero? You're really bad at this either way, so I just want to know. 2 locker room posters, broken e-handbook, boys' locker room carpet.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was
I missed anyways.
after all.
I don't think that was it though, so I'm glad I missed.
No problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that,
2
she
locker
could get
room
into the
posters.
boys' locker room, no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could have gotten into the locker room. But if she was able to use it... Oh yeah, no, I got it.
Really possible? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked her. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't... She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Got it.
No,
You were right on the thinking, surprisingly, but you're a bit off.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
It's very slightly different.
You could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is really the one who did it? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and...
Alright, Kyoko's here.
Got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Yeah, what is there?
To explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Wow! I've never had one of those before.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Who cares?
I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
I guess. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. Off we go. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No, you're banned from touching anyone.
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
What?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
I mean, at least she's polite about it. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he.
He's a boy. Oh, there was more text to that. What was that? Thank you for confirming this fact. In fact, wait, what?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Hmm? Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Ah, man, we went all the way here just for that fact, and then we will go all the way back just to continue.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Sarah doesn't seem too happy about it.
I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, the thought had never even crossed my mind.
Because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
What does titillating mean?
Everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Well, no, we still don't know who did it. We know the majority of it, but we don't know who did it.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Why?
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Why?
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt.
What does overt mean?
He
I'm not...
consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it.
I guess.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
That rattled him?
If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
What? What? You guess? What? You'll mark it? What is happening?
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
How? How did you come across it in the first place?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Fair point.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
Yeah.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
No, you're just really stupid.
Let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have
Ow.
time to make
I hit my foot.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing that I can be sure about. We all know the killer is a guy. The killer is Genocide Jack. We've already had this conversation, but it's him. Since the crime scene took place in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. It had to have been a guy. But there's still not enough. I need to find more clues. Yeah. Celeste's account might be the best one, because we've already gone over the other two.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
What?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Yeah, that's probably.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yes.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
Not only do we not have have no info on the killer, but nobody even saw the victim before he died. But is that actually true? There's 3 possible good choices where I could use the Celeste account. But I don't know what I want. I don't know.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Celeste's account is a good clue.
I'm sure if someone saw the killer,
Perhaps someone saw the
Victim at some point. Yeah.
Any kind of new info would have been a good,
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the
Yeah!
What's wrong? I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Why do you pronounce it Makuto? Why can't you pronounce it Makoto like everyone else?
The rest of you had no idea.
I guess it's just your accent.
That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
No, we
It
didn't.
seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kinda in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
And I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
Can? I guess not.
Oh, you already have what you need to make the connection.
We do?
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I do?
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Yep. Apparently.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
That would have made all these murders a lot harder.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
Yes.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Well, we could get fingerprints in the dumbbell, but...
Maybe. But we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Fair point, I don't really believe that either. Library just I guess we'll go for Celeste's account again, but like...
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Yeah.
He was on his way to go exercise.
That is true.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Why would he do that?
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Wait, hang on.
The tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
Wait, hang on.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Yep. Yeah, I heard it. Are you saying there's something off about what the person just said?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit?
No!
Celeste never said it was blue.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assumed he was heading off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Did you just call him Cherry?
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
What's wrong with her tongue? It's swirling. I don't think that's physically normal.
I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Why?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
Thank you for asking my question.
That's a good question.
The way because I hate him.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Wait, did I get it right?
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you?
Was it? Did you do it? Did you do it?
Really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone. You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
You put the own words in your mouth about the whole saying the tracksuit color. You did that yourself.
He would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
What makes it false?
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
No, you.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
You have no time.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi.
Oh.
Aren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Please tell me you didn't.
What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just...
I just host.
You really insist, then.
It's something perverted as it is.
Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... It's mine! Chihiro's.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. but it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks break? There's only one possible explanation. Exploiting a bug!
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
Well, clearly we found it on accident.
The handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
I don't see why we would.
Allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
No, you didn't.
You knew it? Yeah, because I found the handbook
Okay, I guess you did know. I didn't want you to know, but...
in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
I don't think we need to know this.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Oh boy.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Well...
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
I
I
know.
don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah.
I think the one
I
who
know.
had taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? Really, it could have only been one person. It was Mondo. Mondo had huda habadida.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and
Alright, you have a
won an endurance
bro
contest in the
bro
sauna not too
relationship right
long
now.
ago, remember?
Yep.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Sounds about right.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I think there's plenty of proof. I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of doubt. I did? When? How? Where? Always account. Oh, that's so many. Chihiro's handbook card reader.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
I don't know which
What
one.
he says is correct. Then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
What did I say?
My goddamn handbook works just fine.
That's...
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Even I don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed someone, but I found something that proves beyond a shadow of doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Uh...
What he says is correct. Then
What did Aoi have to say about this? I don't remember. The Broken E handbook would...
If Mondo's handbook
Chihiro's.
is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Wait, no, that's...
See? Look! Makoto...
Hang on. To unlock the locker room, you need to swipe your e-handbook over the card reader. You need a male student's handbook for the boys' locker room and a female's for the girls'. It's not possible for two of the same people to enter at the same time. Additionally, lending someone your handbook is a violation against school rules. One of the handbooks in the main hall was broken, which appeared to be a occurrence. Junko and Sayaka's handbooks both seem to work, so it is assumed the broken handbook is Leon's, where Monokuma claims it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook would have been broken. I think it's broken a handbook. I was cautiously kept her distance from other schools at the beginning of the year. Meanwhile, as stitched the male classmates. Yeah.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
That's not true.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own.
In other words, if not, then that proves that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Ah, you fucking.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
That's a lie.
Let's
Hang on, I'm gonna get.
broke your own.
In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Frick.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I'll get there eventually, I swear. I'll do it.
What he said
I'll do it, I will.
In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
I do it in the wrong order. I get rid of 10 seconds on the
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
on the his account, and then the thing there's the delay, and I can't do it.
In other words, if Mondo... then that proves that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
I delay it. Why do I delay it? Oh my god. I gotta do it like immediately. In order to get through that, I gotta do it immediately.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own.
In other words, if Mondo... then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Ah!
See?
I'm running out of time.
Hurt a fly.
I keep missing.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own.
In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just...
Got it, finally. God, that took way too long. Break.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, The broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. which
Sounds
means
right?
that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
They're a corpse.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
Yeah, I can see that.
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Cool.
If I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
He's in denial.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
We doing the overview thing? The closing interface, yeah. Okay, let's see, what do we got? That's not what I want to do. So we got something from Leon's case. Working out sauna posters. Another one of Leon's cases? Maybe? I don't know. Boop. I shuffle that in, put it in. Boop. Boop. And it walks in, puts that away. Maybe. Yes? Wait, no, hang on. I'll come back to that one. Wait, hang on. No, that's right. No. And then he puts it back up. Byakuya comes in. Does that. Ties her up. Wait, no. Writes for this one, it would be the tying her up? No, wait, hang on. This one. This one is what it would be. And then it goes to tying her up, does the bloodlust. Meanwhile, with the other person, he's going to the sauna, tosses it in, and kablooey. Yes? No? Maybe? I think I got it.
The killer is you!
Hopefully.
Let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Doesn't confirm it, just remains quiet.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Okay, I got that on there.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Okay, I got that one right.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Okay, good. I was worried about that one.
The bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room.
Fun!
A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall.
I wonder who that was.
Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
Yes. No more. No.
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
You came up with that on the spot, did you?
That could have been the end of things, but no.
Nah, there's gotta be more.
The body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Thanks, bud.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Ah.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
No, Chihiro!
Own blood. He left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Fun.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence.
Oh crap, I clicked way too early. That was Chihiro's handbook.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook.
Wowie!
That's how it all played out.
Seems pretty legit to me.
Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Ah! He's dead, boy.
Wait. No. This can't be right.
He's still in denial.
Yeah. Where's your evidence?
So many evidence.
You need evidence. You need proof.
There's so much.
Proof? You can't pin any of this on him.
We have so much proof. Evidence that Mondo is the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. All we have to do is check that one item off out of his, and everything will become clear. A new element has been added to Bullet Time Battle. Would you like to hear more? Sure, why not? Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. During Bullet Time Battle, if you press the space key, Fever Time will activate, and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. You can also push RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, however, if you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. However, if you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this is it's only lasts until your focus gauge rate runs out. So make the best possible of your time. Of course, it won't be fair that if only you got to access special treatment, right? So we've also prepared something called Negatime that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Negatime during bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure it wouldn't happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use Negatime. Well then, good luck and have fun. My thing is sent to me, and I'm so unbelievably screwed. The moment of truth.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't.
Oh wait, I'm doing the wrong one.
Refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
I was hitting the wrong one. So.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence.
I'm using my gauge, man. I don't wanna. Final strike.
Show me some evidence.
The Broken Handbook. Take that, sucker. Boom.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah.
You admitting to it?
I killed him.
I mean, at least he admitted to it. Openly admits. Hey. Oh, I got a B. But I still got an A. Boom. I got 100 medals out of that.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up.
That's the best response.
Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank.
Woo!
Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Let's kill our classmate!
What's it gonna be?
Execution! I'm unnervingly excited for this. Whee! I love execution time. It's so much fun. Whee! He's guilty.
What?
Uh-oh, it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada. Woo! In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka did chose the wrong one. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he could kill someone. Sorry. Yeah, no, I did. Why are you apologizing? Why? So many whys. Why? Why did you do it? Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so let me explain on his behalf. The story of the murder this time is a sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit Control key to fast forward the text. I'll read it. Anyway, there was once a young boy His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that all as long as he could remember. He couldn't overcome his weaknesses. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen his way out. Now, nobody will be able to say say anything about even though you're a boy, no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell. The inferiority complex had only taken deep root inside of him, and it was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Aww, poor Chihiro. Once the killing game had begun, there was only here at the school, he had no choice but to accept that fact. After all, the world is of survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. Then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of embarrassing secrets, which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If it was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured that being thrust into such a dilemma must have been sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now. But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat to discover the motive, to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought in front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, and so that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help from there. That person who he went to was.
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that if he confided in Mono, his honor would make him keep his secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the symbol of a strong man that Chihiro always aspired to be. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went to Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. He thought that only Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must have been why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? What he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That couldn't have been part of it. That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he had made with Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because if everyone knew he had been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room, stealing his handbook, see? Then, Mondo did all that he could to keep the promise he had made to Chihiro. who he also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you do it? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone else to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories or secrets exposed. That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. That's impossible.
Don't make me repeat
And
myself.
how many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, you obviously can, and that's all there is to it. While we are on the subject, why don't we tell you? Or why don't I tell you? The embarrassing memory, the secret that he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraffs across the country tremble. But the only reason he had that chance to join a gang in the first place is because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It's because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother and number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw at Mondo's very soul. The kid's going to take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just a ride along. Can someone really like that be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard gossip and whispers from the other members of the gang, which is why I gotta get stronger than Daya. Just once. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on that night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. During the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew that it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together, keep the promise to his brother. He never admit to anyone that his own weakness is what caused that accident. As a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and killed himself. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding the light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I had been carrying around, all that would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had me on, my head just filled up with all kinds of fuzzy uneasiness that just started to swirl around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, the fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety, way down in my stomach. It was right about then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now are you telling me all this, son? Huh? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he's exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I shouldn't say it?
What?
You're saying that...
What?
Saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I never had. I was so jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
Why?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong and Are you fucking with me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You're really strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. Or I think they said crack. My bad. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face? No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah,
that's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you. Stronger than Dea. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. The dumbbell in my hand. I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey. I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret of the past, for a memory, for that he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. You bastard. You just shut up, you son of a... Oh, Taka's swearing now. Go ahead, say it again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do it right now because it's punishing time. Because punishing time is fast approaching. Punishing? You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised, right? The blackened that disturbed the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now prepared a very special punishment.
Mondo by the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got.
Murder! I shouldn't be happy about this. I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Death. Execution. So much fun. I shouldn't be happy about this, but I am. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Woo! You's about to die, man. Hope you realize that. The cage of death. Wouldn't that eventually run out of... I feel like that would run out of speed a lot faster than it should. Then again, it could be gaining momentum, but I feel like it should run out of speed faster. And he's gone. He's turned into Mondo Butter. He's butter now. Put that butter on their pancakes. Got Mondo Butter. Cannibalism. Laugh at death, and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Nice. You can stop screaming now. As Taka's sad screams invade our skulls, we were all forced to realize once again. But of course he had to. What a disappointment. Is this the end of the game? Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that. A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that? Of course I do. Because this is a game of life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have any response. I don't have a response except that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, almost like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool he didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him. So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if it had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have an answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all this to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create a fake murder scene? But damn, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing it into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
So, once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. Well, just kill him. So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment is despair. This despair is not just for you. All this despair is my gift to mankind itself. You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. What do you mean? 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 Mean. Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me. Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Surely you understand me. I think it's time we start this terrifying friendship. Shut up, I'll never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. I have achieved complete victory. You're up next. Or once I have complete, I don't know. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Takami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion. Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. Haha, no he's not. I'm the main character. I'm the special one. Boom! I'm so basic it makes me important. I swear whatever it takes I will kill you. Temper, it sounds like someone needs a nap. I can't laugh like that, so I won't even try. And he laughed for me that time. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell, had more future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, felt like it amounted to nothing at all. The worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's something I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th student, the 16th high school student, I mean. What?
My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
That's random. Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair. The end. Oh damn, only 10 students remain. To be continued! Wow! You received Crazy Diamond present. Fun. And we shall save it here. Yes. Save it and end it. Before anything else happens, I'll save it and end it. So, it's been saved, and we shall end it here and then continue another time. It's past the 2-hour mark. We've reached the end. There we go. Fun! Yeah! I'm good at this. I swear I am. I swear. I'm good at this, I swear. Not really, I lied. I'm not very good at this, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway. That was fun. Finished another trial. Mondo's dead. Kind of underwhelming execution, but you know, Mondo Butter's pretty cool. There's only one of it that ever exists in the world. Probably gone now, but you know. It existed for a short amount of time. In their world, at least. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. This was fun. I just noticed my mic is, like, slightly within the camera view, and I don't know how to get rid of it, so, y'all like my camera, my mic? It's just sitting there awkwardly in the corner. I have no room to move it, so. It'll just be there. Anyway. These are the bye-byes, I guess. Next time, every other day, stream fun. Wee! Goodbye.